How you doing, sir?
I'm fine. Has Mr. Strickland spoken? Has he spoken to an attorney yet?
No, he hasn't.
Okay. She's in a breakout room with another person, and as soon as she's done with that person, I'll put you in the breakout room with Mr. Strickland. So it'll be a few minutes, okay?
Okay, sir. I just want to let you know he's not consenting to do a video arraignment.
So what is he consenting to do?
I'm getting him his paper. Is there any paper clips or anything?
Oh my God.
Yeah. This is the court, sir.
I don't consent to the thing. I'm asking why they can't bring me court.
Okay, hold on. Does he want to speak to an attorney first?
Yeah, well, let's have him speak to an attorney first. You have to speak to an attorney. You have to.
Hold on. Mr. Strickland? Mr. Strickland, can you hear me?
I don't need an attorney.
This is the judge.
Okay, Mr. Strickland,
Open the door.
can you hear me?
Can you hear
Oh,
him?
you don't want to hear me.
Sir, can you hear him?
What?
Mr. Strickland, this is Magistrate William Burden. Good morning. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Do you want to speak with an attorney?
Who are you speaking with? The flesh and blood man with a name? Because that's what I'm trying to find out right now, Judge. Who are you speaking with? The name entity or the flesh and blood?
I'm speaking to the person that's talking to me right now.
I am executive of the name entity. That's who you're talking to right now. Do you understand? I am the executor of the name entity. I demand to be released on my own recognizance. I have right here, Judge. You see this, Judge? And then I also have a UCC1 in the name entity. So y'all trying to run a lien on the name, that's illegal. Who are you trying to conversate with? The name entity or the flesh and blood man?
You
I
tell
demand
me.
to be released on my own reconnaissance.
I doubt that estates worth less than a pile of dog actually require an executive, so you can take your UCC1 and stuff it into your prison wallet. So no, you won't be released today just because you demand it.
I have a UCC1 here. I've laid claim to the name entity through the Secretary of State and the federal government. Here it is right here, the Secretary of State.
Okay. Sir?
It's right here, Lincoln. To the flesh and blood or the name entity. I'm trying to ask.
Sir, whether I'm talking to the flesh and blood or name entity, I'm talking to both of y'all at the same time. Do either of you want to speak to an attorney?
No, sir.
Okay.
And I don't consent to an attorney. I don't consent to be in no hearing.
Sir, I just asked you one question. I just need one answer.
And I don't consent.
Okay, I know that.
So who are you speaking with? The flesh and blood man or the name entity?
I'm speaking to both of y'all. I'm speaking to both of y'all at the same time. How about that?
You can't.
Now, sir, I know you want me to release you.
Here it is.
Are you gonna let me talk?
Here.
Are you gonna let me talk? Sir?
Sir?
Are you gonna let me talk? I got some questions for you.
I'm here without consent.
Put the paperwork down,
Don't
sir.
consent to this.
I know you don't consent to this. You want the court to release you, is that correct?
Yeah.
Want to release you, the entity, or the person in the flesh? Which one?
Flesh and blood man. I own the entity, so it's going to be released anyway.
All right, now.
For UCC1, everything.
If you don't, when I talk, you listen.
I am.
If you don't want to talk to an attorney and you don't want to be arraigned today, we're going to put you over to tomorrow. You understand that?
So we already been through this. I am the executive of the account.
Okay. Have a good day, sir.
I wonder if these idiots even realize that they are their own worst enemies. This is your arraignment. If you want to be released, you must go through your arraignment first. If you deliberately avoid participating in your arraignment, you will also intentionally avoid participating in your release. All right, so that concludes the first video. The judge indicated that you would try again tomorrow, which is today. If anything occurs in court today, you will receive a new video. But for now, let's go to Magistrate Bry's courtroom, where she has a natural woman sovereign citizen who is unable to get out of her own way.
Now calling case number 24W001656. This is the Township of Ypsilanti versus Shannon Phillips.
Hi,
Hi, can you state your name for the record, please?
Shannon Phillips.
Okay, thank you very much. So today is the date and time set for an arraignment in this matter. What I have here is a citation from May 27th of 2024 that charges that on or about that date you did operate a motor vehicle on E-Course Road at or near Harris Road with improper plates. It says that the plate did not come back to the vehicle that it was on. That is a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of up to 90 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs, or both. Do you understand all that?
No, I do not understand.
Okay. So let me clarify. When I ask if you understand, what I want to know is, do you know now what you are being charged with, whether or not you agree with it?
No, I do not agree with it. And I filed
Okay.
paperwork to the court
Yes.
expressing that.
Okay, and I'm cutting you off for a second because I'm not asking if you agree with it. I'm just asking. I have explained that you're being charged with having improper plates. Do you understand that that is what you are being charged with? Again, I'm not asking if you agree with it. I just want to make sure, because the purpose of this hearing is to determine whether or not you are competent to stand trial. That's part of it, at least. Do you know what you are being charged with now?
Yeah, I see it on the paper.
You did not even spit up any of your crayon taco on your shirt, so I knew you could succeed.
You do have the right to remain silent because anything that you say out loud or in writing can be used against you in court. You have the right to be presumed innocent beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a trial by judge or by jury. You have the right to be represented by an attorney during all stages of these court proceedings. You do not have to disclose citizenship status to the court, but you do have the right to consult with an attorney to see if these proceedings would have any effect on your citizenship status. If that does not apply to you, then do not worry about it. So, do you wish to have the public defender speak on your behalf?
No.
Okay. In regards to the misdemeanor charge against you, how are you pleading at this time? Or are you standing mute?
Standing mute.
Okay. I am going to set this for a...
Ma'am,
Yes.
this has been long and drawn out since, May. I don't even have that vehicle anymore. Unfortunately, I've had to buy 2 vehicles since that vehicle. Not to mention how aggressive and threatening your officers was when they approached my vehicle. Not to mention they were pulling on my door, yelling and screaming for me to get out or they were going to pull me out.
Seems about correct. When the cops ordered you to exit your car and you resisted, what did you anticipate happening?
I do have that video on my phone. However, because my laptop is not working, I have to use my phone.
Okay. Before you continue, couple of things. One, I will note that the officers are not court employees, so they are not the court's officers. What I am going to do, because it is the next step in this process, is set you for a pretrial. Okay, the purpose of the hearing today is to make sure that you know what you're being charged with and what the potential penalties are. The next step is a pretrial, which is where you will get to discuss with the judge more of what happened that day, and if you have evidence, then you can bring it up then. Your pretrial is being scheduled for November 27th.
Just a waste of time. 11/27.
Correct. This year, so that's 11/27,
Mhm.
2024. That will be at 9 in the morning over Zoom before Judge Washington. Because of your appearance here today, I am recalling the bench warrant that issued for your arrest on October 9th. That bench warrant had issued because of failure to appear for a number of arraignment dates that were set.
But
So
I was there and I have proof of that as well. I was on the hearing. It did the same thing it was doing now, saying that the host was there and would let me in. But I sat there for over like 2 hours on the 9th and the 10th and wasn't let inside the Zoom on either day.
Judge Washington, the Nunes judge, marked her down as failing to appear and issued a bench warrant because she refused to identify herself, just like she is doing in this Zoom call. I'll include a link to that video in the description if you'd like to watch. I saw this part on Old Squishy Gardner's channel. The hearing they're referring to took place in Judge Washington's courtroom.
I do have screenshots of that, so I'll present that as well
okay.
at the next hearing.
Okay. So to be clear, the bench warrant is being recalled, so that is going away.
Thank you.
The court is setting a personal recognizance bond, so basically you're promising to appear for the next court date. Again, that's November 27th. I will note that sometimes, depending on the size of the docket, it can take a long time. And I think what was my arraignment docket last Wednesday took 3.5 hours. So it can take a long time. So long as you're seeing the message that the Zoom is still going on and that the host knows you're there and can let you in, then as much as it is not a whole lot of fun, you should wait.
Okay.
Okay. So, do you have any questions right now?
Not at the moment. I don't believe so, no.
Okay, thank you. So, your next court date again, November 27th, 2024, 9 in the morning over Zoom before Judge Washington.
Okay.
Now that the second hearing is over, it's time to go on to the third, which will take place in Judge Washington's courtroom. As I mentioned earlier, Judge Washington doesn't Azapor around. You'll note that she has chosen to use her real name this time.
All right, the court will call the matter of the Township of Ypsilanti versus Shannon Phillips, 24W001656.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Davi Lieb on behalf of Ms. Philp. Your Honor, when I did speak to Ms. Philp yesterday, she advised me that she did not want to be represented by the Public Defender's Office. Ms. Philp, could you say your name, ma'am?
Ms. Phillips, please state your name.
Yes. Shannon Phillips, the natural woman. On the
Okay,
record
we
and for
are
the
your-
record and let the record reflect. Can you guys hear me?
Very
It's saying I
loudly.
have an unstable connection. Okay. Just making sure.
So on October 9th, defendant was found in contempt of court. So that still stands, ma'am. You can choose not to have counsel if you want, but you need to understand that you can get up to 90 days on the contempt of court matter. Do you understand that?
I do not understand any charges. I only understand universal law and the right to live in peace and to live as I intend to.
But given that she doesn't understand,
Was never let in, just like now. But I obviously, I guess it took a minute. You administering the trust without consent?
I'm not going to be.
I'm having a bad connection. It's going in and
I'm
out.
not
I'm
gonna
not
be
hearing nothing you
releasing the
all are
public
saying.
defender's office from this case because I don't think she fully understands the consequences of her actions, and so she will continue to have the public defender.
I don't
Thank you,
need a public defender, Judge Washington.
Judge, you may not believe that you require a public defender, but you're also stupid enough to inadvertently chew your underpants each time you put on your socks. Since your perception of what is happening is based on a fantasy world with fairy dust and pixie sticks rather than reality, Washington is maintaining the public defender position to safeguard your rights, not to spite you.
Ma'am, I asked you a simple question and you did not answer the question in a way that makes me feel comfortable that you don't understand that you understand the laws of the state.
You all are speaking legalese. You all are speaking legalese. For me to say I understand the charges gives you all permission to administer the trust.
Okay.
I don't understand the charges.
Which is why you will not.
And I do not need counsel. I don't need representation.
Your request is denied, ma'am. You will have representation. All right. Mr. Lebo, do you know what your client wants to do?
Oh my goodness. This is
the charges?
You cannot make me have an attorney.
Well, actually, I can, ma'am.
Like, this is insane.
Well, I don't think it's me that's being insane.
I can handle my own affairs. I don't need your public defender. All I'm trying to do is get the case settled. That's all. This has been going on for so long. A waste of time and money, honestly.
Mr. Barnett, is there an offer?
There is an offer for the civil infraction and expired plate.
Your Honor, I'd be happy to go into a break-in with Ms. Phillips and explain that to her.
Right. I will let you do that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Traffic infractions are not a crime.
Correct? Uncivil infractions are not criminal ones. However, you are being charged with a criminal one instead of a civil one. The prosecutor offered to drop the criminal charge as a civil infraction right before you were sent to the breakout room, and I would advise you to accept that offer.
The court will recall the matter of Ypsilanti Township versus Shannon Phillips, case number 24W001656.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Davi Liba on behalf of Ms. Phillips. Ms. Phillips, could you unmute and state your name, ma'am?
You have to unmute, ma'am.
Shannon Phillips, the natural woman.
Lebo, where are we with this, please?
Your Honor, I did have a discussion with Ms. Phillips. I did attempt to explain the importance of representation, why the court has asked that she have an attorney in this matter, as well as conveyed Mr. Barnett's offer. Ms. Phillips indicated to me that she still opposes having an attorney. Additionally, indicated to me that she is not at this time wanting to accept the offer of an expired plate.
Well, I think the offer was for a civil infraction of something different.
I believe was the civil plate infraction.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right.
It's improper plate.
What was the offer again, Mr. Barnett?
It was the civil infraction of having an expired plate.
All right, thank you. And not the criminal, not the
Correct.
criminal infraction. Okay. So, Ms. Phillips, that's correct. You're rejecting that offer.
The offer of what? He didn't offer anything.
Maybe if you took your mind off your ass and started listening, you would have heard them repeatedly say that there was a chance to drop the criminal charge in favor of a civil infraction. A civil infraction is just a fine. It's that easy. A criminal charge carries jail time, a fine, and points on your driving record.
Ms. Phillips, he just told you that he's offering.
Am I not hearing something?
He just told you that he's offering you the civil infraction of expired plate as opposed to the criminal offense of expired plate. One carries.
Okay, but according to the Supreme Court, traffic infractions are not a crime. The People versus Battle. So what criminal infraction? And I would just like for the case to be dismissed. One, because your who was it, Officer Hannah, and 3 more officers were surrounding my vehicle, pulling my door handles, threatening to pull me out of my vehicle.
Ms. Phillips, I'm going to advise.
I don't
that
even
you not
have the
discuss
vehicle
it further.
anymore.
Ms. Phillips, I'll take that as a rejection of the offer.
Okay, so what's the offer? I didn't tell him anything.
Mr. Lebo?
Right, y'all just hate to hear the truth. Y'all just want to do what y'all want to do.
Ma'am, if you don't stop yelling out in court, you've already been held in contempt before. I'm going to hold you in contempt and give you 10 days in jail. Do you understand? Mr. Lebo, do you know what your client would want to do?
I do not, Your Honor. I did have a discussion with her, but she did not convey to me a desire to participate in that conversation.
All right. Then if she's not telling you, I will set it for a trial date.
Ms. Phillips, Your Honor, I would perhaps ask the court to consider a competency referral.
Nothing is wrong with me, you all. I am perfectly fine. I can handle my own affairs. Nothing is wrong with me.
Okay, Karen, you may live in a crazy world where the sane are crazy, but you're just as crazy as the rest of us because you live in reality.
I see you're doing so well so far. You're almost going to jail on a traffic offense.
And I do want to note that I did attempt to explain to Ms. Phillips why her understanding of the case law regarding traffic offenses was inaccurate, but that was not a productive conversation.
I could see why it wasn't productive. So I don't know that she meets the level of incompetence to the standard that you're indicating. That if you want a referral, because you've talked to her and that's where you are, I will refer her for a competency. If she doesn't participate in that, then she'll be found in contempt or have to go to jail to get it done. So her behavior here today is obviously taking her down a very dark path. Hopefully she can change her mind and do something appropriate. So you either want to have a trial, ma'am, or you want to actually accept an offer. So those are your options.
We could take it to trial. We could take it to trial. We could take it to trial. We could take it to trial.
I heard you when you said it the second time.
Okay, well, My screen is saying bad connection, so I'm not sure.
It's referring to the connection between your last two functioning brain cells.
Your Honor, perhaps we could adjourn this pretrial and I couldn't attempt to discuss with Ms. Phillips a little bit further in the interim time.
All right, because if she goes to trial, and she's unsuccessful, it would be treated like any other criminal matter. So. Ma'am, you do understand that you could get up to 90 days in the Washington County Jail, correct?
I hear you.
Mm. Retrial will be adjourned to January 8th, 2025 at 10 o'clock a.m. I'm sorry, 9 a.m. Do you have her contact information so you can talk to her so she fully gets what's going on here?
I do, Your Honor, and I would just ask the court if the court could repeat the pretrial date.
I'm sorry, repeat it. January 8th at 9
Thank you, Your Honor.
a.m. Ms. Phillips, we'll see you back here on that date, ma'am.
It alludes to the bond that exists between your final two brain cells.